Solana's had a pump, Bitcoin's had a pump, Cardano's had a pump, Polkadot's had a pump, everything's pumping except for Ethereum. Is it Ethereum's time to shine today? Time to have a little extra ho-ho hodl. Time for Discover Crypto.
Capital flight is coming to the United States. The dollar is going to zero.
And that's what makes Bitcoin so special.
You have to have gone through a couple cycles to understand.
Once the price is able to clear this level, the breakout is on its way.
This is your indication to jump in now.
Hey, everybody. We're having a great day. We just got done with the Christmas party last night. Tim was there with his wonderful baby, Bodie. It was a really good time. Tim, did you have a good time?
Bodie.
Bodie or Brody? Is it Brody?
There's an R in there.
There's an R in there.
It's a menacing R.
Oh, I thought it was Point Break name.
No. We're going with Brody.
All right, chat. Brody, Bodie. I mean, I don't know. Both are good. Both are good. I'm not saying anything bad against Brody,
Legally,
but Bodie, that's Point Break, you know?
I've seen the old Point Break.
Yeah, it's the old one. Patrick Swayze.
It's been a minute. Yeah, it's been a minute. No, it was great. Great party last night. Always good to eat some food, listen to some music, hang out with people you love. So it was really fun. And yeah, Brody out here crawling. He is not even 7 months old yet, crawling like a speed demon. I think he's gonna be walking within the next month.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, he's got that Tim strength. Everybody,
he's got those legs like thunder.
Tim, today, what can you deadlift?
The other day I deadlifted about 550.
Okay, enough said. Yeah. All right. Anyways, speaking of heavy lifting, is Ethereum about to lift up the rest of the market, everybody? We got Ethereum hitting 2,300, following some PCE data right here. Optimism emerging as a top gainer as well. But before we get into the ETH stories, I think we should just maybe go straight into the markets, everyone. We do have Bitcoin down about 0.4%. Ethereum up 4.3%, everybody. Solana, it's a better gain. It's up 8%, so almost pushing 10 at one point. Cardano, 2.5%. Let's look at some big gainers and losers. OP pumping 30%.
Crazy.
Arbitrum pumping 20%. And the Graph pumping 10%. All coins that I own. Feeling pretty good about that. Do you have exposure to all three of those?
No. I do have OP, Optimism. I don't think I had the other two. You said Arbitrum and what?
The Graph.
No,
GRT.
I don't have GRT.
It's a fun one. I like GRT. Yeah. Again, I've said it a million times. Their I don't even want to say their catchphrase is the Google of blockchain, and I think normies will love it come 12 months from now. All right, biggest losers. We got to say, still pulling back, all that profit taken. Just continuing into a second, third day here. BitTensor's down 10% as well. Stacks is down 10%. Helium is down. So we got a lot of the earlier big gainers are now the big losers. And this beam is looking more and more attractive. Mina, I got in cheaper. I don't know if I want to get any more, but any of these standing out at you?
I mean, there's a lot of them. I think we're going to see a green day here, maybe later today, possibly tomorrow as well. Again, weekends have been kind of explosive here more recently. But we'll get in this in the chart stuff. I do think a little bit more of a pullback this morning, and then a lot of stuff above us, a lot of targets on most crypto out there to keep moving to the upside as we kind of roll into, and I don't know how much more we're going to go into this today, but of course, the big news of the last 2 months, ETFs.
Yeah.
We're going to be getting an answer here in about 2.5 weeks, give or take 3 weeks. And I think things still pump into that news.
Can I get your charts in two different sections? Because I want to throw it to you for the ETH Bitcoin trading pair. Because we're going to talk about Ethereum finally bottom versus Bitcoin, everybody. The ETH price technicals hint at gains for ETH, especially with the ETH Bitcoin trading pair. So we're looking at this, and this is based off some favorable technicals and bullish divergences in the ETH Bitcoin technicals here. Let's see. So we're trending inside a similar pattern. I'm going to break above the upper trend line right here. And depending on the breakout point, the pair could rise towards this 0.56, 0.59 Bitcoin area by New Year's, which would be up 613% from the current price levels. It's because we see a little classical falling wedge right here. This is a bullish reversal pattern. However, Peter Brandt disagrees. He's saying this falling wedge pattern could be a descending triangle, saying, no, this looks to me like a bearish indicator. Okay, so it looks like we have a little bit of a wick. He's drawing the horizontal line, catching the wicks then using the candle bodies here. This descending is more using the candle bodies. I mean, there's an argument for both patterns right here. Tim, what are you seeing?
Yeah, you hate to go against Peter Brandt. Peter Brandt, I love him. If you guys don't follow him and listen to his TA, he's one of the guys that's been most instrumental in helping me learn. I gotta disagree with him though. Like I understand what he's going at here. All right, so if you're on my screen, there we go. All right, let me get rid of this line. What he would make the argument for with the descending triangle, bearish pattern, is he's going to draw this line right here, right? And we had a little bit of, if that's the case, we had a fake out, but now we're not just back up in this angle, DZ, back up in this formation. We've broken above it this morning. And of course, this article, it probably had not broken this high when this article was written. So he didn't have all that data to go on. I kind of am a bigger fan of this scenario right here with a falling level of support, which is a falling wedge pattern, historically pretty bullish. And of course, that I think the article kind of referenced what that breakout, although it looks like it'd be a little higher. Conservative one would be here, back up to 0.56. But a lot of times with these formations, you like to see actually on the breakout. Could send it back up to 0.059. Would be interesting. But of course, there you can see longer time frames. Made a video about this months ago, referencing some stuff. We did have a falling wedge pattern. We lost. We did not break bullishly. We broke to the downside. But DZ, this is the real thing. Keep your eyes on. We've wicked below it here over the last couple of days, actually last couple of weeks. But look at this long-term pattern. Former resistance, support right here.
And those who don't know, that first support point is 2016. Okay, this is a 7-8 year chart that we're looking at right here. I think it's actually March or April 2016. So
March
in
16.
a few months, this is an 8-year trend line. So I would expect this to, something to keep an eye out for. Someone said, can you explain trading pairs for dummies? Most everything, when you first get into crypto, everything is in a trading pair, but it's in the dollar trading pair. Bitcoin with the dollar, Ethereum with the dollar, your favorite meme coin with the dollar. But then you can do a trading pair where you trade ETH relative to Bitcoin, Cardano relative to Bitcoin, Doge relative to Bitcoin, or, a BNB microcap project trading with BNB. And so as Bitcoin's price goes up and your asset price, let's just say ETH goes up 10%, Bitcoin goes up 11%, you kind of lost money on that trading pair. But if you're trading with dollars, you're like, oh, I'm winning. I'm so smart. Meanwhile, you might be shrinking your Satoshis. Not like when you jump in cold water, Drew. I see you looking at me funny over there. When you shrink the amount of Bitcoin you hold.
Yeah, no, great explanation there. Yeah, ultimately, this is just how many BTC, how many Satoshis is Ethereum? And as that article also referenced, you go back to my screen here, Drew, bullish divergence for sure. Both. Look at the MACD making a nice spike up right there more recently here on the daily, but that's a higher low, yet we've set a lower low here in price action. Same thing with RSI. Even on the weekly chart, there might not be divergence on the weekly chart, but look at the RSI back below 30. Historically, when you look at some other moments we have done this, that nice bottom right there back in August of 2019. And then back here, even though it wasn't a bottom, look at the bounce we had in price action after the 2 times we dropped below 30 on the RSI. So a lot of positivity. If you're trading ETH over Bitcoin, or let's just say you're not even trading it, you're just saying, hey, Bitcoin's been rallying, Ethereum's been sideways. We're going to talk more about Ethereum here in a little bit. Could we see Ethereum start to take back some dominance from Bitcoin and finally get some price movement up to the upside? I know Arthur Hayes thinks so, but we're going to talk about that more later.
I think so. We'll keep an eye out on that. We also got some ETH price predictions here. By the end of the year, I believe Glassnode saying 2,500. So that'd be up a couple $100 from today. Glassnode is the co-founders Jan Happel and Jan Alleman, known collectively as Nagentropic on social media. So they're saying, watch out for this. And we're going to have a crucial $2,100 support zone. So keep an eye out on that as well. We have another price prediction. This one's a little bit more bullish, $5,000 ETH by Arthur Hayes. He's looking at this as he's shifting gears from Solana to Ethereum after a divine revelation. And he's saying a 5K Bitcoin is in the cards here. If we look here, he humorously claimed to receive guidance from a higher power. He's jokingly saying, as Satoshi Nakamoto told him, and is saying, divest from Solana and buy Ethereum. That means sell your Solana, buy Ethereum. What Arthur Hayes is saying here. I don't think it'd be terrible. You know what? Honestly, it's hard to fade Solana. You got to be careful. Last time, no one thought Solana could maintain this $100 level a long time in 2021. Oh my God, it skyrocketed to 100 from 20. There's no way this is sustainable. What then happened? It shot up to 200. And so I would just be careful betting against Solana, everybody. Well, it's saying he sold his Solana holdings, doubled down on Ethereum, and saying a surge would propel crypto ETH to 5K. He's saying the earlier call reaching 100, proven accurate, with the $99.60 there. All right, well, keep an eye out on that. 5K ETH, I think it's certainly possible for 2024. I think most coins will be flirting with their all-time highs, if not exceeding it slightly. So ETH coming in 4,800, 5K is very doable.
Well, and that's the thing. Reading this article, did he give a timeline whatsoever?
No, it didn't look like he was giving time. He's keeping it coy. So, all right.
I definitely think 5,000 by the end of 2024. The way you read it makes it sound like he's acting like this is going to happen sometime soon, maybe like summertime, which is doable. I just don't think it will happen.
I like the top comment to his tweet here. Fam, I have a confession to make. I received a message from the Lord while meditating. He said, dump that Sam coin POS. Profess your love for Archangel Vitalik. I dumped my Solana and bought more ETH. Top reply, my algorithm. This tweet makes me want to sell all my Ethereum, to be honest. All right. The Lord does not support such gas fees. Blasphemy, I say. And then a glasses ad. So, hey, All right. Well, 5K, I will say we will hit, if I had to bet, we will hit 5K in 2024. Put your cards on the table. What do you think, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, if we're predicting probably closer to 80K for Bitcoin, that's a new all-time high. 5,000 for Ethereum is just matching all-time high. So, yes, you never want to say 100% with anything because there's always black swan events that are possible and there's other scenarios that happen. But I think there's a very decent chance Ethereum rematches, if not exceeds, its $5,000 all-time high.
All right. Well, Drew, what do you think? 5K doable?
Oh man, are you asking 2024?
Yeah.
I think $5,000 Ethereum is definitely doable, and I've even had this potential thought that to plug into real DeFi applications that have been years in development on Ethereum, I could see a wrap Solana token on the Ethereum network plug into their DeFi and just a little bit of more cooperation between these chains, but I see ETH as a dominating number 2 coin over the course of the next bull market for sure. That's how I feel.
Okay. All right. Bold statement there. All right. Well, I might put in a bold trade in a little bit, but Ethereum core devs, we got some ETH news for the year of 2024. They're going to be doing some pretty big testnet activity here. Gorley testnet, Sepolia, sorry, and the Holsky. I always thought that name was a little weird. The Holsky testnet launches. So we got one coming out January, then another in February, and then also a second one in January. So we'll watch these. These events really won't move the crypto markets too much unless they go poorly. So if this goes well, I don't expect too many people to say, oh my God, it just did so well on the Gorley testnet. Let's long Ethereum. But if it goes poorly, there's going to be headlines everywhere. The Solana maxis, the Bitcoin maxis, everyone's going to be retweeting, dumping on ETH. And so it could be, definitely a negative pressure if something bad happens. Analos on Solana, huge pump. That's Solana spelled backwards, which everyone loves to point out is anal OS. So it is kind of funny. All right, let's do some charts with Tim, though. Tim, what do we got going on? Are you in a trade, man? Anything in the charts looking pretty good to you here?
I'm not in a trade. I have entered a position for a couple different coins. AVAX, I'm looking at a little bit lower. Let's see what my levels were. I have them on my phone. Come in here.
Share my screen real quick, Drew.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm just going to yellow in. I'm yellowing in. Boom. It just hit. All right. Here's my tight stop. Look how close my stop loss is compared to my take profit. And I did a smaller one right there. And so watch this. Watch this. All right. So we're going to have 2. And then I'm going to have a more degen take profit. So this is the safer take profit. This is the degen one in case things really S the bed, if you will. And I'm now down a sandwich. So don't copy trade me, everybody. Do not copy trade. You just lost half a sandwich. Wait, you're shrinking. You've lost a couple soft drinks. Wait. Oh, now oh my God, you only lost 1 drink. Again, folks, don't copy trade me. All right. Well, Tim, hey, I'm up a can of soda. You should copy. I'm just 420. It's up 420.
This is the emotional roller coaster of a degen scalp trader. right there. Yeah, no. So we're pumping at the moment. You're probably going to get liquidated on a couple of these things, but it's short term. It's short term right now. You always got to remember in different time frames things are happening. There's a lot of liquidations below us this morning, and there's support as well. So like Cardano, for example, I have an entry down towards 60.2 cents. So that's 0.602. Why is that? Because even though we're making a little move right now, there's a heavy amount of liquidations. If you go over to liquidations chart, I'm looking at Solana, so we'll have to come to a different one. ADA, we're not going to go through all this. I want to show Ethereum for sure, because that is the main topic of today's video. But look at those liquidations right in there. If I were to zoom in here a little bit more for you, heavily right there on 6.3. I went ahead and went a little bit below because I usually don't stop right at those heavy yellow lines. Put my stop loss down here towards 58 cents, just in case things keep going to the downside. I don't know if I can or not. Last time I did this, I messed up everything in chat. You guys have to try. Okay, so these lines right here, I'm looking at right here, you can see what I'm targeting them. Heavy yellow lines here at about 63. Going a little bit lower, I come in here about 62 is my entry, and then down here towards 58 in this gap is where I'm putting my stop loss for liquidations. And then when I go over to the chart and I'm looking at that, we got to fix why that does it like that. You guys can see here more on a larger time frame, 30 minutes, not a crazy large time frame, but we are retesting a former resistance level right here. We also have this nice rising level of support. I think we're going to see a little bit of a fake out here with that liquidity down there, those liquidations. Watch us temporarily break both those lines, freak the market out. People think, oh no, we're in trouble. And then price shoots to the upside, because when you do go macro like things on Cardano, and I'm showing you Cardano, but there's a lot of charts that look like this. If I look at this chart right here, I'm bullish, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing a bull pennant kind of forming here. And of course, we talked about this. This potential for Cardano is all the way up to $1, right? So long term, I'm bullish, but in the scalping world, there's the crazy like short-term scalp, like I'm going to get in and get out in 5 minutes. There's I'm going to get in and get out in an hour. I'm kind of in the boat of like, I'm looking for a good entry to be in for maybe 12 to 24 hours and watch the price action kind of move. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. But let's take a look at Ethereum. That's the big one of the day. We talked about one of those price predictions, 2,500. I want to bring to your attention a little pattern we've been in here since back when we touched it here on November 3rd. But you can see a rising level of resistance, a rising level of support perfectly in a channel. And I'm leaning towards the thought. Let's actually go back to daily. I'm leaning towards the thought that I think that the top of the market will start to present itself the first week of January, before or right at January 10th. Well, let's just kind of look at some of the levels we could be at and kind of put a box. If we were to hit this line sometime January 1st, give or take, we could see a $2,600 level right there. I did not grab my box right there. We could see 26. I think you could see anywhere. Come on now. There we go. Finally. I think you could see anywhere all the way up, potentially up here towards 2,700 could be a nice little top position to hit our head on this resistance. The other thing to think about is how explosive almost everything else has been. Ethereum has been lagging behind. And when you think about something that Arthur Hayes said, do I think you should take all of your Solana and sell it and then put it into Ethereum? No, I think that's wrong. But maybe taking some profit from your Solana and swinging that into Ethereum, because Solana had a big pump. And I think there's still more upside coming. But this is the time period you do see things kind of slip into some things that have been more boring. And to be honest, what chart has been less boring than Ethereum right here, hovering right above $2,000? You're also seeing on this more macro timeline, we're kind of working on breaking through. This is a rising wedge, which normally is bearish. So you could see this kind of crash to the downside, but we're seeing it break to the upside. We're seeing actually the price stay above this blue line on the long term. That's another reason to think that we potentially could move massively to the upside. And I'm out of curiosity, the way these things work. Let's see what this prediction would be with a break to the upside. That's going to take us above 5,000. So maybe Arthur Hayes is looking at this chart. It's 5,200 right there with that breakout prediction. I like, though, the concept of, let's talk about the next 3 weeks. I think 2,600 to 2,700 is a good target for Ethereum at this point.
And I would be careful for that $5,000 target. I would bet Arthur Hayes, hey, do you think Arthur Hayes waited for $100 for Solana? It didn't hit it. He got out early. Yeah. So he might say 100, but he might be starting his exit position 77, 84, 90. Yeah. So, do the same thing with Ethereum. If we do start breaking out, don't wait for $4,999 there. Let's see here.
Brian says XRP chart is more boring.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
I would not say ADA is boring recently. It was boring, and that kind of backs up my point, Brian. ADA was really boring there for a long time. The haters were out here saying, all right, this is because this is a ghost protocol. It doesn't do anything, yada, yada, yada. And then Cardano had that week where it was probably the hottest altcoin, and it's still making moves that I think could take it up towards closer to $1.
Yep.
But XRP had its shining moment. We'll talk more about XRP in future videos because I still am bullish on XRP long term, but XRP had a shining moment in July. Nobody else did.
Tumbling dice. Just tell me, how high will ETH go next bull run? I think 10K is going to get a lot of sell pressure, and depending on the environment, then the next leg could be a 12, 14. I don't think we get a 19, and honestly, it might top out at just 2x from the previous levels. Asking about the subs. Hey, ATB, when I was hosting during the bull run, 250,000 views an episode. Now, significantly smaller. Hey, people come in when Bitcoin's all-time highs. They'll stick around for crypto for about 2 weeks. They'll lose money on a meme coin on Robinhood. Oh, my Doge is down. And then they exit for 3.5 more years, and then they come back in. But some of you stay, and we appreciate the ones that stay. Go ahead and hit that like button if you stayed through the bear market. And hit that like button if you think that's going to pay off. I definitely think it's going to pay off for myself here. All right, Bitcoin. Let's talk a little Bitcoin here. Bitcoin just reached new all-time high. No, not the price, though. No, we're talking about the 50 million non-zero balances. So we're seeing more and more Bitcoin addresses being formed. Well, it's not going to go the opposite direction, right? So, more and more of those. But, we just hit 50 million. Pretty significant number right there. So pretty cool. $1.1 billion in Bitcoin's options due to expire. Will it reclaim $45,000? Tim, I was looking at these levels here. I think it's, So we got a lot of interest strike prices at 40K, 45K, and then at 50K. Right now, Bitcoin's price is, if we just go to it right now, we are at 43,600. We're closer to 40 than 50. Would you say we're more likely to hit 40 than 50 still?
Not necessarily. I mean, I still see all of the pressure being bullish, right? If we were going to be pulling back, I mean, look at that gap right below us, and we came down to it on Bitcoin, which I'm not on the chart in case you were sharing my screen, but we came down to it and then bounced above 40K. I think we see a push to move up to that 48K. We kind of talked about this earlier, but the formation we're kind of in right now, symmetrical triangle pattern, and then delaying right there at the resistance, I think it wants to make a move to the upside, not a move to the downside. There is some heavy liquidity on both sides, so it's not like something I'm giving any type of 100% guarantee. But to me, DZ, worst case scenario, you fall back down to like 41, hit the support, and then you take off. But the most realistic situation to me is just a small pullback today, maybe down towards 43,000, and then a bump back up. We start to hit 45, maybe hesitate at 46, but we got 3 weeks. I think 48 is definitely doable. 50K is on my outside. Like, I probably won't wait for 50K to take profit.
If that happens, it's just everybody's shorting it.
Yeah.
And then so that's why it's going up. I could see that scenario, though. I will say that. The sooner it hits 48, the more likely people will want to short it.
Yeah.
If it's boring for a month, not as many people are going to want to short it. If it's 48K this weekend, everybody and their mom is going to want to short it on Monday. I would just, I'd be careful in that environment for sure. Everybody. So we're doing daily TA on Coinbase stock. Yeah, I mean, Coinbase, Kathy Woods keep dumping, but it keeps pumping. You know what? I guess I could look at the Hood stock. That's what I ended up buying. I sold just some. I didn't sell all my Coinbase stock. I took some profit, got into some Hood, and Hood, it's up 12% for the past 5 days. Coin stock.
Doing well.
Let's see, past 5.
It's doing well right now for sure.
Ooh, 20%. All right. So I outperformed it 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, but this week Coinbase has outperformed Hood. I'd have to do the math on the 3 weeks, but I think the Hood's still up. Coinbase is doing fantastic. So good job, Brian Armstrong. I think he hangs out in the chat sometimes. All right. We also have there's one more Bitcoin thing. Oh yeah. We got another $50,000 price prediction by February. That seems very, very doable by February. And we have an interesting theory here. The liquidity across exchanges remains low. Will the ETF providers face challenges in acquiring that Bitcoin? That could skyrocket Bitcoin's price, baby. That will move it up higher than almost any catalyst. Is a buying frenzy amongst the 7 or 8 big banks that are given the ETF approval there. And that's kind of what it looks like. I have a couple tweets I did want to share on the ETF news here. Let's see here. I might have moved it there. I don't know where it went. Is it here? Yeah, it's here. I'm just going to go here, go to likes. Look at this right here. More meetings. Valkyrie just met with the SEC yesterday. This is their first one on the books right there. This is just kind of funny. GPT-4, show me the average Bitcoin holder and the average Ethereum holder. I mean, that's just messed up, y'all. That's just
accurate.
messed up.
Not rude.
Accurate? Rude? Chat, what do you think? I mean, is that the average Bitcoin holder? I would be surprised.
I mean, to Vitalik's credit, he's packing. He's doing fine.
They say every 10% body fat loss adds an inch or something like that. So I mean, anyways,
who cares?
We do have some Eleanor Terrett. She did a good breakdown. Friend of the pod. She's been on ATB. Can you dumb down what in cash creation means for in kind redemptions mean for an ETF? Moon Lambo, which I thought was pretty fun. He's got over 100K followers. Can you dumb it down for a simple little Moon Lambo like me? I've read tons of articles about this cash redemption thing. No, I don't know what the heck it means. It means the issuers have to convert their Bitcoin to cash before trading the shares of the ETFs. In other words, they can't use Bitcoin to purchase or redeem the shares. They do not currently allow that. We talked about this last week. They don't want the dark, shadowy hackers to have that stolen Bitcoin given to BlackRock. And then BlackRock trades it. And all of a sudden, there's going to be a report by Elizabeth Warren. Hamas-linked Bitcoin sent to blah, blah, blah. But this way, hey, we know who bought the Bitcoin. It's, like a Coinbase, some sort of surveillance partner or something like that. They'll buy a big swath of Bitcoin at noon, and then they're trading it at 1 p.m. They say, that's that Bitcoin. It's not that shadowy hacker Bitcoin. It's not that stolen North Korea Bitcoin. It's the Bitcoin we just bought. Now, they bought it from North. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, let's back to SEC here. SEC holding rare joint conference call with spot Bitcoin ETF applicants. We're seeing more and more people enter their hat into this arena. It's looking more and more likely we're going to get an ETF. I think Eric Balchunas put out a bold prediction. He's throwing out a number, folks. In fact, let's go ahead and share this because I replied to it. I liked it. What they're saying on a podcast a few weeks back could prove prescient regarding how many of the 12-ish issuers will actually make it to the starting gate. It's like 13. 8.5 feels like a solid over-under, meaning 8 or 9 will probably be approved in January, is what he is saying. 8 or 9. That seems like the solid over-under. 8 or 9 ETFs approved January 10th. What does that look like for Bitcoin?
I mean, it would be very short-term bullish. If we got one approved, it would be short-term bullish. And you want to know why? It's going to have nothing to do with the people that actually purchase the ETFs. It's just going to have to do with the fact that we finally got that really good news. There'll be enough people that kind of YOLO into it. But I still see an approval bringing a correction with the harsh reality of, all right, we have ETFs approved now. It's going to take over a month for them to actually have any new people come into it whatsoever.
All right. Well, Max Kaiser has a dark theory regarding these ETFs as well. Slamming Bitcoin ETFs as a bait and switch, everybody. They're trying to steal your Bitcoin. Here he is at, was it the Bitcoin Beach right there, probably? So he has suspicions over a bait and switch, and it stems from observing the unusual coordination and cooperation between the money managers and regulators to push the ETFs through. In my 40 years of finance, I've never seen such coordination and cooperation by so many institutions working hand in glove with regulators and politicians as I'm seeing with this Bitcoin wave of ETFs. I think we may be in for an unwelcome surprise. Thoughts on the theory? It's almost too good to be true, so he's expecting a rejection. I don't know. That's an interesting thought. I mean, it's a little conspiratorial, but he leans a little conspiratorial. So I wouldn't. I'm disagreeing with that take. I think we are going to be approved. We do have SEC acknowledging their missteps.
Approved on the 10th.
I think we get approved on the 10th. I know Josh is saying no. I think we got a stake bet on that.
I'm sitting in his seat, so I'm going to take his side, which I already had the same opinion. I agree with the thought. I think that he's going to come up with some new BS reason. First of all, the only company he owes an answer to is ARK Invest. That's it. Okay. He doesn't owe an answer to BlackRock yet, or Valkyrie, or Van Eck, or anyone. He doesn't owe anyone an explanation until March, except for ARK Invest. And it would be really easy for him to just say, hey, we're still concerned about market manipulation. We still want to process these whole things. There's not been a single decision that Gary's had to make where he makes it 2 months early. He always waits to the last possible second. I think it's a lot easier for him to risk a lawsuit, deny ARK Invest, wait till March. And then that's just my opinion. I don't know if Josh thinks March is the approval. I am sitting in a camp where I'm like 45%, which means I'm 55% saying is not going to happen in January. But I'm more like 90%.
Anytime I can quote Maya Angelou, when they show you who they are, believe them the first time.
Yeah.
SEC has proven that they do not care. Sitting on their heels or sitting on their hands so long, companies like, we have to go to court. We've seen it over and over and over again. Or sometimes they'll take you to court while they also sit on their hands. Oh, yeah, we'll give you the necessary regulatory framework any minute now. And then all of a sudden, FBI, open up, you're getting served. You're like, what? This isn't what was supposed to happen. Shout out to Jesse Powell fighting the good fight. All right, Argentina. Talk about Bitcoin again. Argentina's new government gives early nod to Bitcoin, says crypto can be used in contracts. Javier Milei. Drew, how much are you in love with this guy?
Oh, man. I mean, God bless him. He's got a heck of a thing to do, though. Their currency is going off the charts as far as like losing
in the wrong
value.
direction.
In the wrong direction.
Yeah.
He's looking to dismantle the central bank. I mean, he's got a lot of work to do. Turned down an application that was offered to Argentina from BRICS. So it looks like he's leaning into American dollar dominance being the winner over the next few decades. And I think he's right about that. But, he's at a rock and a hard place. He's kind of getting tug of war going on between BRICS and America over him. So it's
all right. If we want to check in on the sandwich trade, I did get stopped out. I think someone said liquidate. No, we're putting a stop loss at a sandwich. So if I lose a sandwich. I'm not like, no. I'm not riding it up and increasing the leverage and getting liquidated with my portfolio. I don't even trade with my portfolio, and I don't even trade with the entire amount in the account when I open a trade. So it's like very, very small. Hey, I'm up. I'm about to reclaim my sandwich. If we could just share my 666, hurry. All right. Well, that means 704. Hey, I'm on the way back to reclaiming my sandwich. But yeah, I did lose my sandwich, everybody. Hey, I'm going to tell you my losses. I'm going to tell you my wins. We're not here to like try to finagle any kind of fake numbers for you folks. And hey, we will announce the 1,000 Cardano giveaway at the end of the show. We're going to give away 1,000 Cardano. That sounds good. Hit that like button. I think the crypto gods will smile upon you if you hit that like button. So some say it increases the odds of victory. All right, let's talk a little miners here. Bitcoin miners outshine Bitcoin. The 165% rally with astonishing triple-digit gains. But on the flip side of this coin, when Bitcoin was down, they were also outperforming to the downside. And so Bitcoin, we always say trading Bitcoin mining stocks is like trading Bitcoin on leverage, like trading Bitcoin on steroids. When it's good, it's great. Yeah. When it's bad, it's worse. So just something to keep an eye out on. If there is a looming correction, the 30%, the 50%, which, maybe a little high, expect those stocks to fall 50 to 60, 70%. So just be careful out there. Are you in, you're not in any stocks, right?
No, so I'm not, but we do follow them a good amount. And there's, the stocks, like, I think, what was the one that's really pop off? I'm forgetting the name of it. T-Shroom brings it up all the time. Like
not Nvidia.
Nvidia, maybe?
No. It's, gosh, what is it?
Tesla, and it goes up a lot. Palantir.
No, I'm not stocks. We're talking about like mining.
We got Marathon. We got Riot.
What's the big one? There's the really big one. I'm blanking on the name right now, but it's definitely been making people in the investing bros community a lot of money. But I kind of keep to the crypto, and you've been making money in those trades. So it's like, well, don't if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And you like to trade, like especially if you're trading a lot. Trade things you're familiar with the price action. Don't just try to like find a new chart and be like, all right, let me just out of the blue just enter a long or a short here when you have no idea what's really been happening in that price action. That's kind of how I address it. But a lot of other people follow that chart all day, every day.
Ozzy has something to say. Sharon! No, he's actually saying his Avalanche fees going to go down. Well, when this finally stops being popular, the Ordinals, and that takes us to our next story here. Bitcoin Ordinals Critic caves as Jack Dorsey-backed ocean mining pool flips on inscriptions. This is a developer that initially, my pool will not, we're not going to transact with those ordinal transactions. Well, they've caved, they've flipped, and now his mining pool is allowing them. So maybe they like those fees. I know Johnny was real happy about that one. All right, this is a cool, now we got the cool part. Top charts of 2023. Was it Clean Spark?
Clean Spark.
It was Clean Spark. All
Clean
right,
Spark
so it
did
wasn't
well.
Mara, it wasn't Riot. Okay, Clean Spark.
We went to Clean Spark. That place is sweet. They upgraded the power infrastructure here in Georgia for us from all the money.
Yeah, that's the guy who saying Mina protocol. You know, this is a literal billionaire, not 100 millionaire, not 900 million. This guy's a literal billionaire. He's running the largest Bitcoin mining operation in America. He came to our office. This was last year. You toured his facility. This was last year. So we kind of got to know the guy very well. He was like, Mina protocol. I'm a billionaire and my billionaire friends like it. I looked around the room, coworkers, I was like, that's good enough for me. And I just jumped in on that. So if you jumped in on that with us back then, you're doing pretty good. But I would keep an eye out on that one. All right, now let's do the top charts here. It's just a little thread. The 10 charts that define 2023. And then we got another one we're going to look at. Bitcoin led the ETF rally hype. So we got the risk-adjusted returns. What beat it? I'll zoom in a little. NVIDIA. That's about it. Besides NVIDIA, I mean, Bitcoin was king of the land there. And then we have MicroStrategy. Some would say it's because of Bitcoin. But it also had Binance had a tough year. Started 70% market share and then closed with 43 after a whole bunch of legal setbacks there. Alameda gap persists. This is the market depth. So this is a little arbitrage opportunities for the big whales there. Liquidity increasingly concentrated. The top 8 exchange account for 90% of volume and depth. This is just a trend you always see, I would say, in tech. I mean, you don't have 10 search engines. You don't have 10 Airbnbs. Tech ends up kind of consolidating there. Less correlated with traditional assets. This one's great. Bitcoin, less and less trading with the NASDAQ or with the S&P 500. Is that good or bad for Bitcoin traders, Tim?
For Bitcoin to trade
Yeah,
with
for
it?
like to make money while trading.
I would say to go with is good. Like, you know, a lot of people want to see a split between them, but if the S&P is going up, you don't want to see that split. We want to see that stick together. So I would say for now, it is good. There will be a split, though. There will be a time in the future where we do see them kind of like, hey, every time you see the S&P go up, you see Bitcoin go down because people feel more confident about putting their money into the economy. But then vice versa. Hey, economy's not doing well. I got to put my wealth somewhere. Let's go over to Bitcoin.
Yeah. Drew was looking at this. I was going to share my loss, everybody. I was down 80 cents. But now I'm up 30 cents. So you know what, man? I was trying to share my loss, but I'm over here printing money.
Whoa.
All right.
I wanted to
Making
say
sticks
something.
of gum.
Yeah, I got something to say here about the flippening, you know, that might be happening.
You talk about ETH becoming larger than Bitcoin?
No, really about Bitcoin becoming more important and upward trajectory than the stock market. And really what we saw is that breakdown and that big separation between the two really kicked off at the beginning of March when those bank crises happened. Then we saw a large influx into Bitcoin rather than traditional stocks, and that's continued to go. So, you know, that's why I like watching the solvency levels of banking infrastructure in the U.S. as well, because that March 10th moment this year really kicked off something that I've never seen on the Bitcoin chart in the entire history. So,
All right. Well, there is a chart that a lot of people feel like they haven't seen anything like it. That's the Solana chart. So Solana, you know, rebounding kind of has a lot of people pretty excited about that. Solana to ETH price ratio is growing as well. Stable coins depegging. Yeah, I mean the riskier ones, but you know, we got the ones that are pretty solid. FTX tokens rallied. Liquidity for altcoins held by exchange surged ahead of the liquidations there. Curve suffered a crisis of trust. And ETH liquidity drying up, baby. Everybody just going ahead. Liquid staking protocols. All right, we got another list of charts here. 12 charts that tell the story of 2023. Global crypto adoption falls, everybody. That one wasn't good, but that is typical, not atypical of the bear market.
It's the year before the bull market.
Yeah, the year before the bull market is going to come up. You know what? It's higher than it was 4 years ago, so we're trending in the right direction. Central Southern Asia region, bright spot in adoption. Yeah, Singapore, you know, Vietnam, Philippines, you know, those people loving crypto more and more. India, they're increasingly ditching gold for digital gold. Drew, how much of that is because the guy who had the gold shirt got unalive for his gold shirt?
Well, I mean, that's a huge part of it, right? That's a teenager syndrome. But also, You have the massive move of taxing and really trying. They set regulatory clarity up nicely there. Then the tax levels have a potential to go very high. So I felt like people were trying to get in before those real heavy tax processes come into play in that region. So I'm kind of watching it.
Catch them all with always the good comments. Solana rebounded more than Kim K after Ray J. Not too soon. Not too soon.
Hannah screaming.
All right. Liquidity continues to be a challenge. Here you can see a little market depth issue there. Bitcoin solidifies its status as the alternative asset. Yeah. All right. We love that. Bitcoin maturing. Yay. It's become more. Hey, it's going to be shaving by next year, everybody. Yeah. Investment flows recover. Yeah, we're getting ready for that bull market. So institutional.
How old were you when you first started shaving?
So my last name's Valdez, so I had the Mexi stash pretty soon, right? That's why this is always like darker.
Yeah.
High school, I want to say. I mean, I don't know. I mean, look, Tim, look at your beard, okay, and then look at mine.
Listen, I did not have a beard this good until probably like
8th grade,
22, 23. I did have a buddy who had one like this, like he was like 15. But I would say like I definitely, if I wanted to look clean, I was shaving probably on 14.
All right. Did every middle school have that one kid with a mustache already? And then like he had a beard by 10th grade?
I feel like every
What's going on with that kid?
Have you seen those
Who
kids?
is that kid?
Kids these days have mustaches sometimes in elementary school. So, the middle schools have them.
Oh, man. Is it the milk? Drew, is it the milk?
It might be. God, that's a tough one to call. That I think that they. Why is that? That is
no idea.
Guys, you got me with that.
Yeah, we got to switch gears because I think us three in chat. We'll talk about this for the rest of the day. All right. Then we got a couple more charts we'll share. ETH staking hit an all-time high. Look at that, just up and to the right.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, Solana staging a comeback. Don't call it a comeback. Solana's been here for years. All right. What else do we got? We got all right, big money, crypto, big money here. All right, so I'm having fun here. Private school here, no facial hair was allowed. Unless it was the girls, right? Let's see, hit the like button. I was the kid who was losing their hair. I graduated with a full head. Galveston County. All right. I was in Harris County, so Dusto, we were essentially neighbors. Like Galveston borders the county I raised in. Galveston leads the nation with 15-year-olds with mustaches. Hormones.
Yeah.
People, it's the crap they put in our food. Our food's compromised. Our food is compromised. That sucks. Yep. All right. Big money in crypto. Just like, hey, big money got in food. All right. Prometheum gets the go-ahead from a regulatory body to offer digital asset securities clearing services. Remember when the crypto community came up in arms? Who's this Prometheum? Why do they get to talk to Congress? Why are they giving softballs? Why are they saying the wrong answers? Why are they not fighting for freedom and decentralization? And they're like inviting the regulators in through their back door. And so now we're going to see Prometheum kind of sneaking behind the radar here. This is one to keep an eye out. You have any thoughts on this, Drew? Is this like BlackRock's elites trying to set up, their own person, their own fox in the hen house?
I mean, it could be a fox in the hen house or just the teacher's pet. The teacher's pet of the U.S. government.
I like that.
Prometheum.
Not as scary.
Not as scary, trying to just be an open book from the get-go, get slapped around a bit on your way in.
They are the scapegoat for when the SEC says, oh, there is a way for exchanges to do this the right way. And then we're going to say, who's the right way? They're going to say, oh, Prometheum.
Look at them. They're dotting the T's and crossing the I's.
They're doing everything perfectly.
It's like the hall monitor of elementary school.
The hall monitor. Yeah, the kid who said, you didn't give us homework?
Yeah. I mean, it's okay to be mad at them, but don't beat them up in the bathroom over it,
Is that the best move to not do that, Drew?
I mean,
lightly, we're not saying pummel them, don't stomp them like American History X or nothing, but a scuff. Do they get a scuff? Y'all remember scuff? Get scuffed in the back of the head. You say something stupid. You do something stupid. You get hit in the back of the head.
I was
in my middle school.
My mom scuffed me all the time.
Okay, so you did get scuffed.
Yeah, my mom bullied me. That's for sure.
Yeah, bring back scuffs.
Yeah.
All right, scuffs. I'm not saying bullying's bad. We don't want to lower self-esteem, but we want accountability. We want personal responsibility. Scuffs toes the line nicely.
You heard it here first. DZ is just kidding.
I mean, in some senses. All right. I bully the office. Just ask anybody. I'm like the worst.
I mean, C90 talked about it. We looked at a lot of the worry was that Wang Zheng or Wang is some Chinese firm that has connection to Prometheum. So, but there's also weird stuff.
Yeah, we looked into it then.
FedNow has like, what was it? There's like a Chinese based proof of work coin that FedNow is willing to communicate with as well. So this is not out of the scope for American and Chinese finance to try to build some roadmaps to communicate monetarily between each other. It's like the two biggest world powers that trade heavily between each other. They're going to talk to each other in any monetary system.
Yeah, they're going to, of course, they're going to talk to each other. Yeah. Dusto, sorry for that reference. That was a dark one. Bob from accounting just opened my eyes to a whole new theory, a whole new way of thinking. I don't even think this is tinfoil. But there was this dude in 9th grade, had a full grown-ass man beard and mustache. It was like an undercover trying to break the case.
Whoa.
21 Jump Street situation.
Yeah.
It's all adult cops.
That's good.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Based on a true story.
I don't know how they pulled it off in 8th grade. It was a rookie. It's a rookie. It was a rookie. All right. All right. Also big money in crypto. Sorry for that little side turn we took there. 3 Arrows Capital founders face $1 billion asset freeze. So $1.14 billion in the asset of the founders, protecting creditors amid allegations of the downfall. So this is, the assets belonging to the founders. So I'm sorry, they might lose that 4th mansion, the 3rd mansion. They might have to sell that supercar. But Suzu, he was arrested in Singapore past September. God, that seems like a year ago. Suzu was arrested. Yeah. That's just a ongoing legal battle. Did we do a video updating on Voyager?
Probably do that.
The victim of that exchange looks like I won't receive any of my money. Yeah, that could be a good one. I wonder if Basement or Discover would that be better on?
Probably Discover. I think
Probably.
I'll do it on the
like
Basement too.
FTX situation.
Yeah,
blah blah blah. Maybe Mount Gox.
Yeah,
Voyager.
It's tied into all that. And we were obviously in the mix with the FTX mess. So
Johnny Depp looked normal in 21 Jump Street. Could you look up Johnny Depp 21 Jump Street? I remember my best friend growing up, Carl Doberstein. His sister loved Johnny Depp in 21 Jump Street. All right. Big money. We also have Google and X used by scammers to steal $58 million from victims. The scam sniffer has identified 10,000 scam sites. They use ads to drain wallets. Just be careful linking your wallet to anything. It's even happening to Cardano. Again, Cardano has pretty good UX where you can see what you're giving, like 84 assets, all my Cardano. Wait, that doesn't seem like I should hit, confirm. ETH, it is a little bit easier to hide, but at the end of the day, you're kind of signing something here. Hit the like button like your name's Stone Cold Steve Austin, but you're married to Deborah. I don't get the Deborah reference. Is he a wife beater? Do we got to cancel Stone Cold? I used to like his show.
Oh man, that would be sad. We should probably
be sad. I hope not. He seemed like a good. It's normally the guys that are like that aren't like that behind closed doors. It's the nice sneaky ones you got to watch out for behind closed doors.
Yeah.
What do we got for young Johnny Depp?
I was today years old when I found out that there was an older version of 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, it was a TV show before the rebooted as a movie series.
Well, here it is. This is Johnny Depp in.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a baby face right there.
All right, now them other 4 people, go back. The other 4, all right, come on, man. That guy's in your 10th grade. He's throwing a dodgeball, knocking you out. Come on. Hey, man, I seen the empty beer cans in the back of your car. You got a wedding ring, freaking tan line. All right, something's not adding up here. That's all I'm going to say. All right. Come on, man. Just step outside, do some push-ups.
Kick the dog.
Leg hair. I could do the leg hair impression so well. I can't do any other things that well. I can do the walk
kick pretty good.
And I can say the kids run their fingers on my leg hair. That's all I got. That's all I got for Brandon impersonations there. You know what I'm talking about?
No, but
South Carolina leg hair. Google that. All right, Elon Musk.
I'm gonna stay off FBI sites.
It's not that.
You
if you only knew what we were talking about, the fact that
watch-
you said that, and oh man,
You
if
have
you
to watch what you type into Google.
I know.
Yeah, you do.
definitely
You do. All right. Elon Musk's more big money in crypto anticipates mid 2024 launch for X's in-app payment services. What does this mean for Doge, everybody? Is 2024 going to be the year of Doge? And is it going to be because of Elon Musk and X? Now, I don't think they're going to try to roll out crypto day one, but I do see it as down the line. So I think it'd be pretty cool. I'll be trying to send. I like Elon Musk. I like the fight for free speech. he seems to be the best business CEO of our generation for sure. You know, but where are we at? $6 or $7 billion corporations that are still thriving today. So yeah, I'll try to do payments on X. We like I like Elon at least. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I like Elon. Yeah.
All right. Do you like Cathie Wood?
Yeah, I like Cathie.
What do you feel about her selling even more Coinbase? Now, I know, she's taking profit. It's part of their strategy. They hit an X benchmark. It's part of the strategy. We know that. But how do you feel about her selling? She sold now close to $200 million worth in December and is still pumping.
She's good. She's normally pretty good, though, about when she sells it. So that does make me a little bearish on Coinbase for sure. Although there is a target a little still above us on Coinbase, up towards almost 195, maybe towards close to like 190, 189, 190 could be interesting, but we're close. We're at 177. The way Cathie works, wasn't this where she sold last time? Around this 107 top.
I do remember her like having a real big L with one of her Coinbase sells there. Yeah.
One of them. I've seen multiple that are good, and I'm pretty sure she sold somewhere in that range.
Yeah. I've talked about this, and I'll say it one more time. You know, Cathie Wood's trading assets with very vocal communities, you know, so she's getting more calls right than wrong. But if she was trading, I always say Home Depot. If she's trading Home Depot, no one would care, but because she's selling crypto assets or crypto adjacent assets.
And she's also got a lot coming up. I mean, again, we're talking about she's CEO of ARK Invest. They're the ones who are waiting for the answer here on the 10th. Everybody else could wait longer. So maybe she's just liquidating to continue to add to that position. Maybe she's bullish and she thinks she's going to get approved here in like 3 weeks. So.
Yeah, Mike Bennett said she's rebalancing. We get that. Harley Davidson and Marlboro Man is a fantastic movie. Did I accidentally do a reference of that? My mother's Robbie Cumberland used to watch that. He's a jerk. I hated that guy. Anyways, all right. Cathie Woods, she also sold some Grayscale Bitcoin stock while increasing its holdings of Block. I think she also got some Hood back in the day. So there's the moves that she's making. Keep an eye out on that. But, you know, despite the hundreds of millions of dollars of selling pressure, Coinbase is, going off and to the right. But Bitcoin kind of, leading the way there. All right. ETH to the moon, at least outer Earth orbit. All right, WorldCoin, it's time to talk about Drew's favorite project. WorldCoin temporarily halts orb services in India, Brazil, and France amid regulatory shifts. Look, France and the EU sometimes ruins us with regulations. You have to hit stupid cookie thing every time, accept all. It's freaking Europe's fault. I'm tired of it. Okay, the amount of man hours they have wasted across the whole 8 billion people that have had to do that, it's astronomical. It's trillions of dollars of value lost because of stupid Europeans. But then they get something right like this. The French, all right, you throw manure. I applaud you. You're
French
holding the
fries.
Orbs.
Give them the credit where it's due.
I'll give them credit where it's due.
French fries were delicious.
I am pissed off about the accept cookies button, though. It's because of Europe we have that stupid thing. All right. Well, let's see. The decision to suspend the retinal scanning procedure, which is initially limited access, has been made quietly with the verification processes in India being halted approximately 3-4 months ago. The OR verification were temporarily scaled back as the company is working to roll out a safe and orderly process to register that could cater to the massive demand. At the core of this is the World ID protocol, which allows individuals to authenticate themselves using biometrics or a phone number. Drew, just one sentence. What are your thoughts of WorldCoin? People think you like it, right?
Oh, man. One sentence. Sig semper tyrannis.
Okay, he's sitting there speaking in Latin. All right, BJ's like,
the BJ probably wouldn't even won that one. Death to tyrants.
Okay, all right. Well, I wouldn't scan my eyeball.
No, not at all.
Unless they gave me $1 million, I'd scan it immediately.
Well, the funny thing is, people think that this immense power structure of complete control of your biometric data and monetary ability is going to be used in a calm and collected manner. Look around at the elected leaders right now. Do you really think they mean well?
The one that gets me though is people are always like, they already have your biometrics. They already have your information. This is not. Well, if they already have everything, why do they keep asking for more? They keep creating new ways to get more of it. Do they have it already? They might have elements, but No, I'm not giving
Yeah, I
them
mean, you
eyeball.
can say, well, you could zoom in on the Instagram post and get your eye,
Then they would just do
iris
that.
data.
They wouldn't create the orbs. They would just do that. That's
I'm guessing that orb is like
Yeah.
pretty sharp camera
Yes.
resolution. I think it's pretty concise and looking at you pretty strongly there. Let's just see. I mix up names, people too, but I'm just old. Hey, it's going to happen to all of us. Time is the only undefeated champion. Crypto time's not real. All right, crypto trader says physicist says AI altcoin close to pushing to new all-time highs after picture perfect retest. Fetch, baby, we're talking about Fetch. So you're saying Fetch is making a run for new all-time highs. If we just look at the FET coin here, FET, we're gonna hit max here. Oh yeah, that's looking good. That's looking good. I wouldn't be that doubtful if that very unsophisticated trend line plays out. If that one doesn't play out like this point to this high point, maybe this high point to that high point will. I would keep an eye out for that one. But this one's an interesting coin because this pumped. This is right around the Cardano pump. But then it pumped a second time with the Bitcoin pump, and it pumped that first time with the Bitcoin pump. I mean, it feels like the community doesn't want to sell this coin that much. When I see new all-time highs in the second half of 2021, that meant there wasn't a bunch of VCs just waiting to dump on you H1. Bullish. I would say I'm pretty bullish on that. Any kind of retest or pullbacks in the short term?
I mean, possibly a pullback because we are breaking above, but this is it's not the cleanest one I've ever seen, but this is a cup and handle formation. That's a pretty decent little cup right there. And the handle's a little bit different, but what you're looking for cup and handles is the handle comes about midway from the bottom of the cup. That hits it perfectly. This would give us a price prediction if this continues all the way up to $1.38. Previous all-time high sitting here at about $1.20. So the analysis of a new high coming, that cup and handle definitely fits the bill.
All right, Pyth, technically bullish. I saw Solana pumping, all these Solana coins pumping. Oh man, I pulled up my Phantom wallet, Bone Fita, a coin that I gave you guys weeks ago. That was pumping. Oh, Pyth. It was like down 1%. I was like, man, come on, man. Solana's pumping. You're supposed to pump, man. All right, top 3 DEX tokens to buy for 2024. What do we got here? Let's just see. We'll just kind of run through these. Cake, Orca, and Uni. Guys, I'll be honest with you. I dumped a bunch of Uni recently. I think I'm going to look into GMX or some other. But, I think Virtual Bacon said it best. Uniswap has no desire to share any of their revenue or the fees that they accrue from trading. They don't have any plans to share it with the holders. Because of that, there's really no reason to hold it. That being said, I only sold 2/3 and I'm keeping 1/3. All right. The Cake token jumping after a proposal. Well, why did Cake pump? This is actually pretty bullish. They're reducing the max from 750 to 450 million right there. If we look at circulating supply, just kind of see what does that mean for our, the amount we have right now. They have 391. So that would be, 269. So that would be pretty bullish. I would say reducing that much. Yeah, that's good news. That's good news. It means less selling pressure in the next couple years. We have a Polygon CDK Layer 2 going live. This is promising an airdrop. So just be careful, everybody. ZK Fair Mainnet is now live. If you want to check that out. If you're one of those degens that wants to do the hunt for the airdrops, I would check that out. Mantle, we got a little Mantle news. Throughput peaks at 200 transactions per second as inscriptions expand across Layer 2. So have you seen Random Coin Pump? Good chance that it's inscriptions, doing it. FTX holdings going up, $6 billion, baby. I think that's we're about to probably wrap. Oh, wait. We got this final story I want to cover. Solana canceling orders after they thought they had more phones than it did. All right, so we got 2 situations that are happening. We got this tech company couldn't do basic inventory. Someone, must have typed in the wrong number. Or we have a warehouse, physical product. There's some sort of storage facility, and then employees are looking at each other. Should we grab some? Should we grab a phone? Let's grab 100. I don't know. I'm not saying that happened, but I don't even know where this warehouse is. I don't think it's in Miami, right? I don't think it's some place with a high per capita income. It'd probably be a place where, hey, snatching a phone,
Huh?
Well, hey, man, that might be a couple months' salary right there.
It's not a bad marketing play. Push demand for a phone that doesn't exist, and then down the road you create more, and maybe people still want to buy it. I do think a lot of people wanted to buy because of the bonk information, which is another thing that was going to come to a close at some point, where bonk was not going to be as valuable as it was. But interesting detail. I like Solana, but one more negative story for them.
They're saying
they had another outage of their phone.
To be fair, we'll give Solana their fair shake. That's a conspiracy that I'm spewing that I have no basis for.
Yeah.
But they're saying there's excessive device orders, or that one I can believe. All right, you got some weirdo that's like ordering 1,000 of them. Yeah, you cancel his order. This one I thought was a little suspicious. Payment risk. Oh yeah, you ordered a phone, but you're a payment risk, so we canceled you. Like, what? I gave you a Visa card. Well, I don't know. So the payment risk one
didn't the
sounds
article
suspicious.
Say it didn't say they ran out of stock. It said that they thought that they had more supply than they had. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's
one thing to say, oh guys, we sold
statements.
out. We don't have any more phones. Like, that's just, hey, you sold a bunch of phones. But to say, oh, we have less phones than we thought we had.
Yeah, we had 2,000 on the website, and but we only look, and there's only 1,700 back there. Oh man, how'd that happen? Meanwhile, like, they're walking around like, I don't know how that happened. Hey Jim, I'll see you at work tomorrow. Like, what was in Jim's shirt over there? That looks suspicious. Again, we're not saying that happened. All right.
Listen, they just weren't. It's like The Office. They weren't used to the sales. Like, sell me this pen. Why? Why do you want to buy this pen? No, I want to keep the pen.
Yeah.
If you want to buy it.
That was a good sales. That was a good sales scene. Yeah. I will say that. But coffee. No coffee for only coffee for closers. What the heck is the line?
Coffees for closers.
Coffers for closers only. That's the line there.
Yeah.
All right. Polkadot records transactions blow up. Inscriptions. It's inscription. Surprise, surprise. Phantom breaking key resistance. It's inscription. I don't know if this one's inscriptions. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's just sometimes show me the charts. I'll tell you the news. So we're breaking out of some key points right there. TJ loves Phantom. I would keep an eye out on Phantom. Let's see. Santiment warning FOMO on Solana, Stacks, and Near. They're saying those three might pull back, so just be careful if you're overexposed to those three. And then there's some pretty cool NFT stuff. Yuga Labs updated CryptoPunk. So good job. If you ever see, like, you can't trade a CryptoPunk on OpenSea, I think this is going to, upgrade the tech, upgrade the smart contracts. So now it can do all the things that the other NFTs could do. So they're like cool again, or even cooler. There's really not much cooler than a CryptoPunk. All right. Hey, they love investing, bros. Thank you, French Toaster. I like your boss cat there, man. It looks like is that a boss cat? Boss cat with bubblegum. Let's see. Just Jim. Hey, Meta, Hefe, Nicole, Alexandra, Mike, Techno, Scotty, Desto, Kelly. We all appreciate y'all being here. I mean,
yeah, shout out to French Toaster. Love seeing him in there. Thank you to everybody who does support the investing bros. We're going to be off
giveaway.
Here a little bit, but
ADA giveaway.
We do have an ADA giveaway. We have the big name of who gets to win it. Don't go to my screen. The big winner of the 1,000 ADA giveaway is Mr. Luca Peric 4725. You are the lucky winner, and I'm assuming that what's going to happen is Hannah's going to get in touch with you. You don't need to necessarily go and put in chat all of your information. We will make sure you get it. But Luca, congratulations on the winning of the first giveaway of the 1,000 ADA. We'll have to do another one.
Wait. Was his ADA address money sign DZ?
I doubt it seriously.
Oh, man. That would be cool if it was. Yeah. All right, let's check on my sandwich. Woo! Okay, folks. Looks like, I saw a little bearish divergence here. And
yeah,
man, we're up $45, man. Now I'm getting into steaks. Yeah. Now I got a steak dinner. I might go ahead and take some profit here and then let the rest ride. All right, so boom. Took profit. All right, so I'm already up, and then I'll play with this. I'll watch these levels. So, hey, if you jumped in on me, we lost a sandwich, but then we got a steak.
Yeah.
That seems like
That's quite a trade.
I was going to say, it seems positive, right? I think I made more, right? So I'm feeling pretty good about that.
But the difference is that because you lost a sandwich and made a steak, now you only have a sandwich. So you made back a sandwich.
Yeah, I made back a sandwich. Yeah, I made back a sandwich, but it's a good sandwich. It's a steak sandwich, everybody. All right.
Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah, with the au jus sauce, which sometimes you have to ask for extra.
That's a French dip. And
Yeah,
someone
but I'm
corrected
putting
me.
the French dip juice
Listen,
with my French
When you
cheesesteak.
close trades the way DZ does, you can put French dip on your Philly cheesesteak.
No,
if you
don't.
want.
You don't want to close trades like me. You want to close trades better than me, and that's why you watch Tim. That's why you watch Kelly. That's why you're hanging out in the Discord. That's why you're listening to John in there. All right, well, folks, we don't really see too many Q&As here, so we'll probably go ahead and wrap it.
Bob's the only one. Bob, you said we shouldn't put our address, phone, full name, social in the chat. Just you, Bob. You go ahead and do that.
No, you email me that.
Yeah.
But I need your seed phrase. No, don't do that, folks. All right, well, hey, it's been great. We'll have a wonderful Christmas holiday weekend or holiday over the weekend.
Yeah.
Whether it's Festivus, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, all the things. We're not trying to be. We celebrate all the things. We're not going to cancel anything. We're not going to cover the words with X's. Look at my shirt, baby. Ho ho
Oh.
pot all. All right, that's all we got. Oh my God, it keeps going up. I shouldn't have closed it yet.
Oh, let me look. All right. We're out of here.